Finding queues of gadget fans all lining up to throw their money at the latest flashy product. A treatment usually reserved for Apple, but here in China, a homegrown brand inspiring its own platoon of highly motivated buyers. More than 300 people lined up around the block in Hong Kong January 1st to get their hands on Meizu's latest phone. And that was mirrored in cities across China. It's all for this, the Meizu MX. You might be forgiven for mistaking it for an iPhone. It's not hard to see where the company found its inspiration. But some Chinese consumers love it. Among those lined up today, aviation management student Kenny Tang.
It looks like the iPhone, but inside the software, the UI design is completely different, I reckon.
3 days on from its launch, people are still lining up here in Hong Kong for this, the Meizu MX. It looks like an iPhone, but it only costs $400. Loaded with the latest high-end hardware, it's a lot cheaper than the iPhone 4S at $650 or the Samsung Galaxy Nexus at $700. And that's helping these so-called Shanzai firms, the Chinese term for manufacturers known originally for knockoffs. Now they're moving up the value chain to sell their own branded products.
As everyone knows, the average salary in China isn't that high right now, and so this is definitely more affordable than some of the other more mainstream phones on the market right now. But at the same time, we don't sacrifice on the specifications.
The problem, though, is scale. Big players like Apple and Samsung pay far less for the components inside their phones than smaller handset makers. And that means tighter profit margins for the Shanzai players, says analyst Mark Newman.
Yeah, I don't think these Chinese brands really are going to compete head-to-head in the mainstream market, but more in the mid and low end, especially in China, their domestic market. They will clearly definitely have a role there. But they don't have a lot of scale, and so it's going to be very difficult for them to compete head-to-head with Samsung.
There is hope, though. Huawei was once a small player. It now commands 11% of the mainland market. With more than 950 million mobile users in mainland China, Shanzai firms like Meizu have plenty of room to grow, especially as more consumers look for smartphones on budget prices. John Gordon for Reuters in Hong Kong.